We're in Vancouver, British Columbia for this week's Week 6 Simulation Football League matchup live on Rare Drop Sports between the Carolina Skyhawks and the Vancouver Legion here at Kings Coast Stadium. I'm Liam Krause, your play-by-play commentator, and joining me this evening on analysis is one of the all-time great SFL coaches, defensive coordinators, owners, whatever, player, etc., etc. Eddie Gage. Good day, Eddie. What are you looking forward to the most out tonight's matchup?
SFL Nation, what up, though? I know me and you are new to this, Liam, in terms of working together, but the fans know me. There's no need to call out my name. They know what it is. But, yo, we got a great matchup today between Carolina and Vancouver. And talking to both these coaches, both of them are making some changes on both offensive and defensive side of the ball. How it shakes out, there's only one way to find out, as Matt would say, and that's on the field.
Yeah, two tough teams coming into this matchup. Carolina 2-2 in one of the toughest divisions in football, along with Baltimore, DC and Charleston. Vancouver, on the other hand, 3-2. 5 wins across the entirety of the Pacific Division, and Vancouver has 3 of them. Second most points on offense entering this week, but it has the most yards allowed of any team in the SFL entering the week as well. And looks like Vancouver will win the coin toss and they will defer. So it will be Vancouver in their blue strips and Carolina in the white to start this game off here in Canada. Chance to win. Ready to take the kickoff. 3-season veteran. And the kickoff is underway here in Kings Coast Stadium, Vancouver, British Columbia. And that is returned by the Carolina Skyhawks up to the 23-yard line. The offense for the Carolina Skyhawks tonight: Matt South under centre, Sudo Nakai at halfback, Hattori Hanzo at fullback. The wide receiving core: Sam Avalis, Tony Zoma and Harish Prasad. And tight end Vince DeSantis. Rylan Codell is the lone offensive lineman at left guard. Carolina coming now in I formation to start this game off. 2 wide receivers set out to the strong side. 5-step drop from Matt South. And that is thrown to the out route. Nice pick up of 7 to start this game off.
Great way to start the game off, just taking what the defense gives them as the cornerbacks were sagging off deep into the backfield. Not exactly sure what the game plan was there, but I guess they just want to feel things out. And talking to head coach Paris Rashad, he said just that. We want to take what the defense gives us and try to limit these turnovers today.
2nd and 2, so nice pickup of 8 yards on first down for the Carolina Skyhawks. Matt South is going to hand it off this time, and that is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Vancouver rebounding from that initial gain for the Skyhawks. Now be looking to take a quick turnover on 3rd down and get this ball back to start off the game.
There was Hattori Hanzo on a carry, who coming into this game has 1 more carry than his tailback, Sudo Nakai.
And that's going to be a jump for Vancouver. Free play indeed, and that is going to be a pickup of a first down in any case. Nice hustle there by Matt South to get it out to number 86, Vince DeSantis, and throw it to the tight end, as our Mike Daggs always says. But they're going to pick up that laundry off the field, and that is going to be a first down.
Yeah, they're going to decline that penalty, and smart indeed. They picked up about 8 yards on that reception.
The defense for this Vancouver Legion, defensive lineman Achilles Papatonis, Cabron Womack, and Gerald Judasasi. The linebackers Josh Farmsey, Earl Fields IV, and Marquise Reed. Defensive backfield: Major Key, Dean Maddox, Michael Lister, Mark Lopez, Will Stern, and Drew Hamilton. And a throw for the Carolina Skyhawks, and a quick first down there.
Yeah, you can see the game plan for Vancouver unfolding here, particularly on that first down play. They were trying to take away everything short, but unfortunately was unable to get the pass rush they needed to force the ball out of Matt South's hands, allowing the play to further develop and pick up a first down.
Carolina on this offensive drive already into Vancouver territory on their 46 now. And they have 2 special teams players, Whistle Jones and Malone Brown, the kicker and punter respectively. 5-step drop from Matt South, and that is nearly picked off. And it is picked off. Number 22 on the return for the Vancouver Legion. Major Key gets the first turnover of the game.
Major Key came in ranked number 1 in the entire SFL this week with 6 interceptions. Gets his 7th one right there off the tip drill. And just like that, Vancouver's offense is on the field.
And number 50 on the tackle there for the Carolina Skyhawks, that was Giuseppe Carbonara. And he pasted Major Key on that return there. Pasted, whatever. It's a weak eye formation here for the Vancouver Legion, hoping to take some quick points here at home after that turnover. But that was excellent defensive hustle there, Eddie. What did you see there on that play?
Well, it looked like a run blitz practically because the other Prasad brothers, I like to call them, it was almost as if he was in the huddle and knew the snap count, because as soon as the H and height came out of his mouth, he was in the backfield.
Vancouver now 2nd and 12, and they have a near formation here, and that is going to be pick up of a couple of yards. So 3rd and 10. Vancouver's offense not doing anything so far here, Eddie, but Carolina's defense coming out after that momentum swing, and they're stiffening up here.
One thing I just saw in that play is that Carolina has cover 2 dialed up in their defensive playbook. Look for Vancouver to strike deep at some point, try to take advantage of it.
They're going to come out in an empty set here. Trey open in the shotgun. Christian Brown throws upfield, and that is a first down. Let's go through that Vancouver offense now. Christian Brown at the shotgun there. Robert Redford and Sawyer Stern, halfback and fullback respectively. Wide receivers, Justice Blackwell, Hector Huxley, Brett Killian, and Chris Curtis. The tight end is James Walters, and 2 offensive linemen in Mike Coverson, the left tackle, and Michael Picocco, left guard. And see Christian Brown there. Nice throw there to pick up the first down on a tricky 3rd and 10 play. And they're into Carolina territory now after that turnover from Major Key. Going to come out in strong eye. They're going to take a 3-step drop and throw it to the out route. And that is a little bit of extra yardage there. Nearly got the first down there was Chris Curtis, but just stepped out of bounds, Eddie.
I'm not sure if you saw it in the game chat, Liam, but Red Drop Sports is in the game chat stating that they put a little friendly wager on this game, and Carolina is not happy about it because they got their money on Vancouver.
Well, both of these teams are very well equipped to pull out the win here. Carolina on 2 and 2, Vancouver on 3 and 2. 2 of Vancouver's defeats this season by a single field goal, and that was a nice pickup of the first down there by Robert Redford, and that is going to be right up to the Carolina 32-yard line.
Yeah, great job on the left side of this offensive line by Vancouver, not allowing Prasad to get his outside shoulder and contain leverage on Robert Redford, allowing him to pick up significant yardage there.
33 on the tackle there for the Carolina Skyhawks. And that is Monte Wyatt, the free safety. So he came up and made a play there, 4-season veteran. Vancouver in bunch formation now. Christian Brown's going to take a 3-step drop and throw it to the out route, and that's a nice pickup of 4 yards on the first down there. And Vancouver are sniffing the red zone of Carolina here.
Yeah, fan favorite of a lot of coaches across this league, that bunch formation. It attacks many areas. You want to go man, we can just rub you up out of there. You want to go zone, we can just gonna throw it up underneath. A lot of various ways to attack the defense out of that set.
It is 2nd and 6 for the Vancouver Legion. They come out in I formation again. That's Robert Redford. He's got a lot of space, and he nearly gets it all the way to the house. But as it stands, number 43 with a touchdown-saving tackle. That's Kane Vasquez, 10-season veteran for the Carolina Skyhawks, saving what seemed to be a certain touchdown there for Robert Redford.
Saving touchdown indeed, and wow, talk about a great block. He got downfield from his receiving core to allow him to get out there and pick up those significant yards.
I formation again, and that's going to be handed up through the middle. And that's Robert Redford again, and the seas parted for Robert Redford. and he makes the touchdown. It is 6 points on the board for the Vancouver Legion to start this game off.
Wow, I mean, talk about individual effort. I'm not sure how he made 3 individuals miss all in the same play, looking like a young BDG out there. But I should not be surprised because he ranks second all-time in rushing behind the young man. Great job in open field right there, putting Vancouver on the board.
And Vancouver will bring out chance to win for the routine. You would expect routine extra point. It's a good start here from the Vancouver Legion. 2 heartbreaking defeats by single field goals to DC and Baltimore this season, and they will be looking to rebound going into the bye week. And after that bye week, of course, they go to the unbeaten London Knights, which I'm sure will probably be a tricky challenge, but we'll see. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies being executed in real time by simulations as real-life players compete on a virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at www.simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. And Carolina will be looking to put the points on the board as they return it out to the 23-yard line. So Matt South, he will need to bounce back from that early interception, Eddie.
Yes, he will. He gave Vancouver a short field, taking it 8 plays for 44 yards on that last drive. You want to make this team work, and giving them a short field in this potential dangerously offense is not a good sign.
Gun straight here for the Carolina Skyhawks, coming out with an aggressive set. Pseudo Nikai and Hattori Hanzo nowhere to be seen. That's a throw and a catch. And a thumping tackle there from number 31, Drew Hamilton. But number 11, Sam Avalis, gets the first down there for Matt South and the Carolina Skyhawks.
Look at this on a replay. Talk about leading by example. The owner and player, strong safety Drew Hamilton, laying the wood on Sam Avalis. And
the Vancouver Legion coming out in 3-3 set here. So 3-man front, and Carolina Skyhawks going to play some play action in response. And that was a nice throw and a catch, and I think they're going to call that. I thought that was about 1 yard rather than 2 left to gain, Eddie, but they're going to give him an ungenerous spot there. Seems a little unfair.
They are in Vancouver, so, you know.
R62's got his blue-tinted glasses on this evening, it seems, for Vancouver. So let's see what the Carolina Skyhawks will come out and do now in response to that. They're coming out in a very heavy set, and they're going to run it right up the middle. And that is a nice pickup of a first down there. And that looks like it's going to be the catcher number 48. It is a Tory Hands. I thought it was the fullback who got the carry there. So,
yeah, I can understand that the 2 numbers, 44 and 48. You know, sometimes it's hard to see down there from up here, but he gets a lot of touches.
They're coming out in that set again. They're going to hand it off again to the fullback. And that was a nice pickup of 5 yards. So Carolina, after that early turnover, going a little bit more conservative, trying to save Matt South a little bit in his arm, Eddie. But Vancouver bend but don't break, it seems.
Yes, they are. They got a big third down right here. Big second down right here to try to stay ahead of the chains.
4-3 for the Vancouver Legion, and they're going to put some pressure on here. But that is a nice throw and a catch. And great coverage from the Vancouver defender to prevent any extra yards there for Harish Prasad there.
Yeah, talk about a big hit. I know he leads the team in the entire SFL in picks coming into this week, but he's a big hitter also, not allowing any yardage after the catch.
Heavy set again for the Carolina Skyhawks, and Vancouver coming out in their base 4-3 in response. And that is a run up the middle. And that is another nice pickup of yardage. Hattori Hanzo, fullbacks around the league, Eddie, varying looks at in the running game. Sometimes see them utilised in the passing game, but this time Hattori Hanzo getting a lot of work here.
Getting a lot of work early. I have yet to see Pseudo Nikai even touch the football. Maybe we'll see him on a screen pass here.
And it looks like it is a screen, and that is a nice catch, and that is a run upfield, and that is a pickup of around about 3 yards. Not going to get in the first down, and was pretty well short. 44 there. Sudo Nakai, formerly of Lone Star and, of course, the Vancouver Legion. So he is back in his former home, and the Carolina Skyhawks, they've been handing it off to Hattori Hanzo a lot out of this formation today, and let's see what they do here. It is a handoff again, and that is a first down. That was a generous generous give there, Eddie.
Yeah, he fell forward, and I think his knee was down before the football crossed the line of game. Let's see if Vancouver decides to challenge this, and there it is.
And they will. Red flag is out for Andy Hamilton. And R62 is going to go under the booth to review this. And that was a good eye, Eddie, because I thought he definitely had it. But, well, he just gets held up. Yeah, he gets held up on number 50 there. That is the centre, Giuseppe Carbonari. Don't normally call his name out much, but he's been called out twice today.
Yes,
and Harish Prasad he is not happy because Andy Hamilton, that was a successful challenge, and everybody saw it except R62 and me, of course. So it is a fourth down now, and they are going to bring the offense out onto the field, Eddie, to try and tease this Vancouver defense into jumping offside.
They are, and that's very dangerous. You better pick it up. But out of this set, they've had success. Let's see if they go to Hattori Hanzo again here.
I think against a team like Vancouver, with the strength that they have on both sides of the ball, they're going to jump. Oh. They don't have the discipline. They may have the strength, but not the discipline there to remain on side. And they pick up the first down anyway. And that is an excellent play from the Carolina Skyhawks. R62, of course, calling the penalty as expected. And wow, the Vancouver Legion letting off the Carolina Skyhawks early in this game.
Yeah, great opportunity to get off the field, wasted by the undiscipline of the defensive line of Vancouver. Let's see if Carolina can take advantage of it.
Carolina coming out in an I formation now, so not in that heavy set again, with 1st and 10 on the cards here. And that is going to be a 5-step drop for Matt South. Looking, throws, and it's picked, and he's going to the house. Nobody's going to stop him, except maybe number 86, who rushes all the way back and cleans up what was a bit of mess there from Matt South, trying to throw it to Vince DeSantis, and in the end, he manages to double back, and after all that, Eddie, it is a pick for the Vancouver Legion, the second of the day.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Matt South was thinking, because Marquise Reed was sitting right in the face of the quarterback. You couldn't even get a clean look at him, so I'm not sure what made him decide to throw that ball, if he hit the panic button or what, but that's a bad turnover for Carolina.
And the Vancouver Legion are really fighting hard here, trying to progress to 4-2. And that is a handoff to Robert Redford. Robert Redford, if he just had a little bit more space, he would have been going to the house there, Eddie.
Yes, he would. Just had one more man to beat, and it would have been a foot race to the end zone, but Carolina was able to bring him down to the ground.
Vancouver 7-0 lead at the moment, and they're going to come out in strong power I, one of the favourites of many coaches around the league. Usually see a run or a screen here, and it is going to be the run, and Robert Redford has a lot of space, and he's going to be going all the way up into the red zone of the Carolina Skyhawks. And Eddie, that was just a defensive breakdown there, an excellent blocking by the offense.
Great blocking indeed. You see the pulling guard out here get out in front, give him a great block, and after that there's no one until he's about 10 yards downfield in front of him to even possibly bring him down. Great blocking by this offensive line.
And they will come out with the single tight end flexed out and 2 wide receivers and 2 backs in the backfield for Vancouver here. And that's going to be handed off to Robert Redford again. It can't be stopped. Another 7-yard gain.
You know, often it's talked about how Robert Redford doesn't get a lot of carries. In fact, on the show Say It With Your Chest a couple of weeks ago, we talked about that. He said, hey, I'm a team player, whatever it takes to get the W, that's all I care about. But looking at his stats coming into this game, this season he is 4th in carries.
I formation here for the Vancouver Legion, and we'll get to Carolina's defense in just a moment. And they made a big impact play there. That was number 90. 52. Apologies, I got 92 and 52. That's Ryan Ray there, or Phil Hall. One of the two. Let's just quickly go through their defense whilst we've got a moment. Chris Cologne and Bobo Cordell round out the defensive line. Linebackers Clint Hendershot, Danny Stinson, Shravan Prasad, and the defensive backfield Tristan Hatley, Skippy Curtis, Davidson Joseph, Monte Wyatt, and Kane Vasquez, as well as Lincoln Kingsley. But none of them could stop that as Brett Killian gets the reception and the touchdown from Christian Brown. Christian Brown, the transfer over from St. Louis Gladiators, has made a huge impact here early, Eddie.
Yes, he has, and I thought that was going to be a mistake as Christian Brown got knocked out of his square and had to throw on the run. There were a number of defenders in the area, but BK12 comes up with it. Coming into this game, he's 3 receptions shy of passing Tiberius Bovine for 5th all-time in receptions.
And Vancouver up 13-0 pending the extra point. And that will take them to 14-0. And 14 points, the benchmark of a good quarter offensively. And Vancouver have reached that so far. And they are rolling here at home, Eddie. Carolina got to respond. Any thoughts on how they should approach this next offensive drive?
Well, they need to be careful and avoid the turnovers because both of their turnovers have led to Vancouver points. Eliminate those turnovers and you give a chance at winning this game.
And that is a return for the Carolina Skyhawks. That is a lot of room there for the returner. That was number 12, Tony Zoma. He was nearly away there, Eddie.
Yes, he was for a moment there. I thought we were about to be calling his name as he was going to be celebrating in the end zone, but Vancouver did a great job corralling him.
And the Carolina Skyhawks now looking to bounce back. 2-possession game already late in the first quarter. 25 seconds remaining on the clock. So we'll get a couple of plays at least. 3-step drop, and that is a dangerous throw, but it is caught by number 86. But there are a lot of defenders there flocking around that single receiver, Eddie.
Yeah, and for a moment there, I thought that ball was going to get bobbled around because he had to actually turn around and locate the football. Did a great job of doing that.
Yeah, very, very dangerous situation there. But Carolina, Matt South, experienced QB, 7 seasons in the league. And that will see out the first quarter. Carolina Skyhawks trailing here in the first half, 0-14, the Legion lead here in Vancouver. Welcome back to week 6 of the Simulation Football League here on Rare Drop Sports. I'm Liam Crowder, joined by one and only Eddie Gage, and Carolina out in a split back set here. Matt South, he's going to take a 3-step drop. He's going to throw it out to his back, and the Vancouver Legion defense, as they have been all day, Eddie, all over that.
And that time they were very aggressive. They had the safety 1 yard off the line of scrimmage, daring Carolina to throw the ball deep.
Tori Hanzo not able to make anything there. And it is 3rd and 5 here. Quad set here for the Carolina Skyhawks out of gun. There's a back set off to the right of Matt South. And that was a bad snap. He's going to recover it, though. And that's a nice throw and catch. And that's all the way up to midfield. Carolina getting some momentum back in their sails here, Eddie.
And you hit it on the head, Matt South. That was a bad snap. He actually had to bend down to get it. Had to take his eyes off his receivers, but able to focus, find his target, and deliver.
And Mario Luigi on the reception there.
Luigi.
Yeah, wonder where that name's come from. His parents must be big video game fans. So, and they're going to come out in quads again here, and the Vancouver Legion playing off a bit. They're not playing up to try and bump this. And it's going to be thrown to the back, and
wow,
that was Pseudo Nakai there, not able to spin out of that coverage. So good rebound there from the Vancouver defense, trying to keep Carolina outside of field goal range and keep them off the board.
We keep bringing up his name, but Mark Lopez, excuse me, Major Key showing great closing speed to get over there and limit the production of that play.
Yeah, standout for the Vancouver Legion today. Let's play action again for the Carolina Skyhawks, but it took a little bit of time to develop. A nice throw and catch, 3rd and 1, and might see them come out in that heavy set again here, Eddie.
Yeah, and talk about selling the play action. I mean, he tucked the ball in the running back's belly, pulled it out, and sold it to get the defenders off their square and deliver that ball to Harish Prasad.
Play action's a bit of an interesting beast because you see some teams come out and play it quite regularly, some specific plays, and it clearly Carolina have got one of those keyed in tonight as they come out in that heavy set again. They're going to go for the screen this time. It's thrown out to Pseudo Nakai, and he is going to pick up the first down just.
Yeah, just barely picks it up, and I don't think we've seen Pseudo Nakai carry the football. They're getting him involved in the passing game here so far in this game, but I've yet to see him tote the ball just once.
And the Carolina Skyhawks now going to come out in power ice set. And there could be another screen. No, they're going to run it, and that is going to be a lot of space.
Oh, wow.
For Pseudo Nakai. That is all the way up into the Vancouver red zone, onto the Vancouver 19-yard line. And Pseudo Nakai trying to emulate Robert Redford in the early stages of this game, Eddie.
I know he took some time off and retired, and he just showed his fresh legs right there, trying to figure out why he's not getting involved more, because he got from 0 to 100 real quick there, Liam.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you got a little bit of extra tread on the tires, so to speak. And Pseudo Nakai is trying to make something happen for the Carolina Skyhawks on the ground and in the air. And that is a dangerous throw, and it just about gets to that receiver, Eddie. That is the nightmare of all head coaches and offensive coordinators when you see a play like that.
Oh, my goodness. The head coach was on the sidelines holding his collective breath because Harish Prasad took a shot to his lower extremities there, and he was slow to get up.
Well, if anybody, a two-time All-Star is who you want to go to, and Matt South is in gun straight here. He's going to throw it, he's going to catch it, and that is a touchdown for the Carolina Skyhawks. Number 86, Vince DeSantis, throw it to the tight end indeed, and that brings Carolina back to within a single score.
And somewhere, Mike Daggs is pleased, and whenever in doubt, throw it to the tight end because he's wide open, even when he isn't open. And there, they take advantage of it and cut this to a one-score deficit.
Indeed, they do. And the Carolina Skyhawks, with some real experience across the board on both parts of their team, on offense and defense, 6 All-Star berths within their current offensive personnel.
Bad snap.
Bad snap there, and that is up, and it is good in any case. So Whistle Jones maybe going to have a chat with the holder there, try and get back in sync. But the Carolina Skyhawks bring it back to within 7. The SFL network is coming to the ESTV Plus app. 24/7 SFL programming will include content created by the community, the SFL's greatest games from the archives, exclusive network content, and live SFL regular season games. Download the ESTV Plus app on your Android or iPhone, or on your TV through Roku, Amazon Fire, Vizio, and more. The SFL network, where SFL creators come together. And it was a coming together there between number 10 of the Vancouver Legion and the returner. And no, it's apologies. The Vancouver Legion returner. That was Justice Blackwell and the defender for the Carolina Skyhawks. So Vancouver back on the field on offense. And the numbers there probably tell you a lot about the game here. The Carolina Skyhawks have had more of the ball, but they have been giving it away like an early Christmas gift to the Vancouver Legion. And Vancouver will be wanting to reassert their authority here early in the second, Eddie.
Well, talk about sitting there with your chest, man. I should invite you on the show sometime. You have no problem telling people how you feel.
Bunch formation here for the Vancouver Legion. And that's a 3-step drop and throw to the out route, and that's a nice pick up of first down, a little bit extra. Excellent hustle there from number 87 of the Vancouver Legion. That was James Walters. And James Walters, in his 5 seasons in the league, someone I met, and you also met at convention, Eddie, has a lot of good things to say about his Vancouver Legion team here.
Yeah, he's a big fan, probably not going anywhere for a long time.
And Vancouver coming out in an I formation, trying to make use of James Walters, the tight end again. They're going to hand it off this time. So Robert Redford able to spin out, manages to get off and all the way to 9-yard gain. And that really was a 9-yard gain, Eddie.
It was. And cornerback Davidson Joseph might have saved a touchdown there. He was the last man in defense to get there to stop it, as the pulling guard was slow getting out of his stance. But Robert Redford was still able to touch the corner and pick up significant yards.
I formation. It has been something which Vancouver have gone to a lot today, and this time they're preferencing the weak side. They're going to run it up the middle, and with how Robert Redford has been running today, that is a big surprise. Number 76 on the tackle for loss. Bobo Cardile, formerly of the Lone Star Glory, a one-time All-Star in season 15. He's hoping to return to those heights.
Yeah, he was an offensive lineman in Lone Star. Now he's on the defensive side of the ball.
Indeed. Vancouver coming out in split back set here. 5-step drop for the Vancouver Legion. Throw to the out route, and that's a nice pickup of a first down. And the Vancouver Legion offense, Eddie, has replied to everything that Carolina are pulling on them at the moment.
They have yet to even punt this football. 50 tight end seam. You got both outside receivers running an out route. You got your tight end running straight down the field. And unless you're going to be aggressive on defense, that play is like money.
They come out and split back again. So very diverse offensive personnel for the Vancouver Legion here at home. 5-step drop. Throw, and that was into dangerous territory. The defender just pushed up a little bit too much there, Eddie. Had to double back. That was Phil Hold. No, actually, he wouldn't have been out in coverage. But Carolina are they're still putting a lot of pressure on Christian Brown here, Eddie.
They are, and they ran that same play twice in a row. This time, Carolina was onto it, got a bit more aggressive, and took that play away.
They're coming out in another aggressive set here with the 4-3. But Robert Redford is going to get the handoff there, and that is a pickup of around about 4 yards. And do you think they're going to go with something a little bit more aggressive, try and pick up this first down and get into field goal range? Will they just play for field position, Eddie?
Well, Andy, he always trying to get 7 rather than 6. He doesn't believe in field goals. It took him about 1,900 years to finally draft a kicker. He's looking for 7.
And they're going to come out and gun straight. So it's going to be an aggressive pass-first formation here for the Vancouver Legion. And will they throw it to the tight end? No, they're going to throw it to the wide receiver, and he's got him. Number 84 is going into the end zone, and it is a touchdown for the Vancouver Legion. And number 84, Chris Curtis, absolutely mosses the defensive back there for the Carolina Skyhawks.
Chris Curtis, aggressive indeed, came into this game with just over 10,000 yards all-time receiving and 66 touchdowns. That one makes 67. As I told you, Andy doesn't believe in settling for field goals. He's always trying to put up 7, trying to put pressure on the opposition. He did a great job of it right there.
I think he might have heard me. And Christian Brown comes out, and he was flailing his arms about after that throw, going, cream him, as Tristan Hatley was all at sea there, and Chris Curtis makes an excellent reception for the touchdown. And Vancouver right back to a 2-possession lead here in second quarter play with 5 minutes left on the board. The SFL has partnered with Rare Drop and Rare Drop Sports to advance live events and distribution. Live and in-person championship weekends, rookie drafts, and community events are in the works. Check out SFL regular season games on their Twitch channel every weekend, and follow Rare Drop Sports here at twitch.tv/RD Sports. And back to the Carolina Skyhawks it goes. So nice offensive drive for them. A nice return. It will only get them up to the 21, but every yard is a positive. And Eddie, it has been a back and forth game for Carolina in terms of momentum, but they've really got to just push on, just not think about these scores that they're giving up.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a great job of moving the ball downfield. It's just those ill-advised throws that they've made that killed drives.
They kind of come out in a heavy set here, so it's a relatively safe formation, and that's going to be a nice safe throw and a catch, and a nice pickup around about 8 yards on first down there for Pseudo Nakai out of the screen. And the Carolina Skyhawks, the one thing that they will be holding on to here as Matt South takes center once more, under center once more, is that Vancouver have been finding it tricky to hold on to leads. We've had that big comeback win for Baltimore against them, and then DC as well, beating them in overtime. Carolina going to go for the run here, and that's a nice pickup of a first down. They could have just angled his run a bit more, Eddie. He would have had a lot more space.
Yeah, you got it. You hit it on the head. You saw it too, as if Pseudo would have stayed to this outside, perhaps he'd have had one man that beat in front of him, which I believe was Major Key.
And all 5'7" frame of Pseudo Nakai, actually one of the slighter finesse backs in the SFL. 5-step drop here for Matt South. That's a throw. That was a dangerous deflection there. Yeah, I actually thought that was going to go through all the way to the receiver, Eddie, but that was an excellent play there by number 31 of Vancouver, Drew Hamilton, to prevent that touchdown.
If Matt South just puts just a little bit more air up under that football, we're going to look at a one-score game as Carolina will be down 14-21.
So we know he's got the arm. He's got the experience, Matt South. 7 seasons in the league. Here and there, he was out for quite a while and then came back. And he's making a big impact here today, trying to make amends for those early interceptions. That takes Carolina all the way up into Vancouver's territory here.
And I didn't get a good look at it, but I think there was quarters coverage. And to make this ball fit in there, you got to get it just outside the reach of the corner, just like he did right there. And again, over the safety, and they did a great job. That's a timing route, and he hit it to perfection.
Sam Avalis there on the reception, and Matt South very happy with that throw and catch. And he's going to come out and gun straight here, Carolina, with 4 wide receivers in the tight end, and that is all the way up for a first down again. Carolina moving this ball, Eddie. Yeah,
couldn't tell if it was blanket 4 or cover 12 or 1 to 2, and they found a soft spot in the zone and hit their receiver for a first down.
Carolina 1st and 10 again. It's been repeated 1st and 10s here for the Carolina Skyhawks on this drive as they pushed all the way into Vancouver territory. 5-step drop here from Matt South. Throws to the out route. And that is nearly another. Oh, that was a generous spot there. He was well short there. And I think that we might be seeing a challenge flag on this if Vancouver and Andy Hamilton feel like pressing the issue, and they're not.
They're not. He was at least a half-yard shy of that first down marker.
Split back set here with 2 tight ends and a 1 wide receiver. Could go with the out route. No, they're going to hand it off here. That's a nice run by Pseudo Nakai, and scratch that. That was Hattori Hanzo to hand it off to the fullback there, and that was a nice pickup of 5 yards.
3 straight passes, 3 straight first downs. You got the defense thinking, and now they just hand the ball off to Hattori Hanzo and picks up 5 yards on the ground.
Well, you're looking at the clock here as well, because we're ticking down to the 2-minute warning, and they're going to come out in bunch to see this out. We'll probably see a throw here, and we do, and that was nearly a dangerous throw there, but they will get to the 2-minute warning safely, and it has been a great game so far. Carolina driving 7-21 though to the Vancouver Legion at home in front of their home crowd. And we will see the outcome of this drive. Carolina with a chance to bring it back to within a single score. Matt South's numbers on the day, it has been decidedly average at 75.6 on the QBR there. And he's going to hand it off safely. So they're going to try and run the clock down a bit here, Eddie. Don't give Vancouver the time to get back on the board within the first half. And Carolina are they're just milking that clock now.
Yeah, I don't blame them. You don't want to give Christian Brown and this Vancouver offense any time on the clock to put together a drive of their own. But they got to come up with 7 here.
Split gun set with 3 out in the spread set. And that is dangerous. And Matt South gets it away, but number 68 was out for blood there. It's Gerald Drew DeSacy with the disruption up the middle. But great decision-making by Matt South just to get it out in time.
Yeah, it's very disappointing, though, if you're a Carolina fan, because they left both backs in to block, and Drew DeSacy still got up there and put a hit on the quarterback.
Great pressure from this 3-star defensive line. Andy Hamilton going primarily with a 3-4 look. But as ever with the SFL, a lot of hybrid defenses. And Carolina, they're not going to get the first down. Probably going to bring out Whistle Jones here to kick the field goal and take it to 10 points for them on the day.
And I actually don't mind that decision. It's 3rd down and 10. And, you know, you got the defense jammed in, packed tight there near the end zone. So check it down and give yourself a chance at 3 here.
Cameraman a bit wobbly there, maybe sort of backup QB getting ready to try and fake it or something like that. You never know. Never know what happens in the SFL. Surprises us every day. But Carolina going to clock it a bit here. No, they will just take the field goal, and that's the wise move there as Carolina bring it to 10-21. But Vancouver retain the 2-possession lead. They get the ball back with around about 40 seconds to try and do something with it. But the way that Vancouver have played, Eddie, I think Christian Brown will be happy just to play it conservative for the remainder of the half.
I will too, but knowing Andy Hamilton, I wouldn't be surprised if he takes at least 1 shot deep.
Yeah, he's Andy's probably feeling like, well, the way that my luck has been some of the games this year with Baltimore and DC, if I don't really push the issue, then they could come back and try and make something of this game, Carolina, and he doesn't want that to happen. So we'll see. We'll see what Vancouver come out with here on the initial play, and they're going to come out in an I formation because they could pass it here, but I suspect they may just go to the run, and they do. And Robert Redford, he's sometimes as good as throwing the ball downfield because he can make plays out of nothing, Eddie.
Yes, he can. The SFL second all-time leading rusher, only behind Hall of Famer running back BDG Hollywood. So even handing the ball off to him could lead to a touchdown.
Weak power I formation here for the Vancouver Legion, and this could be the final play of the first half, and it will be. And that runs right into Carolina defenders, and that weak power I formation just gives the defenders a little bit of extra leverage, and that will close out the first half. Carolina trailing the Vancouver Legion here in Vancouver, British Columbia in Canada. And it has been a back and forth game, Eddie. Vancouver haven't dominated this game. The offense hasn't necessarily been screeching down the field, but those 14 points off turnovers is really what has decided the outcome so far.
Oh yeah, in my opinion, those 2 turnovers are the difference in the game thus far. They allow Vancouver a short field on one of those touchdown scoring drives, only having to march 44 yards downfield to get to the end zone. And that second one led to a touchdown as well, with Robert Redford, as we see here, run to the end zone. So far in this game, Christian Brown has a perfect QBR rating of 158.3, only attempting 8 passes. So unlike Vancouver, to only have 8 pass attempts going into halftime. Matt South, on the other hand, who comes into this game second to last in pass attempts, has 25 on the day already. So kind of a conflict of what the season stats have shown thus far, and we'll see, will Matt South be comfortable in the second half, down 2 scores, trying to put this team on his back and put up some points?
Yeah, well, this isn't the first game I've seen out of Matt South. I remember seeing him at the convention game they had against the LA Lycans, and Carolina weren't able to pull out a win there late, at a late drive from Matt South, but he has every opportunity in the world. You know, Vancouver do have one of the great defensive coordinators in SFL history in Andy Hamilton, But, you know, they're not invincible. We've seen that this season out of DC and Baltimore. Of course, Baltimore is a team that are pretty dominant over all comers, but DC have really been rebuilding and asserting themselves. So it'll be interesting to see how the remainder of this game plays out. And thank you all for joining us here on Rare Drop Sports as we come back onto the field here at Kings Coast Stadium. Today's home game for the Vancouver Legion is brought to you by Kings Coast Coffee, premium small batch roast to order coffee delivered right to your door, delivering exceptional coffee to Legion fans in the US and Canada. Use code Legion and get 10% off today at kingscoastcoffee.com. And that is going to be a return for the Vancouver Legion. They're going to start off with the ball in this second half and really try to confirm their dominance over this game. And Eddie Gage, what are the keys to this second half for both of these teams?
Well, for Vancouver, I'd like to see them continue this versatile, balanced offense. You know, you see them giving Redford involved heavily. You know, only 8 pass attempts for Christian Brown. He completed 7 of those. I'd like to see them continue this balanced offense.
Split back set here for the Vancouver Legion. And that is a lot of pressure on Christian Brown. So Carolina coming out of the blocks at halftime. Harish Prasad clearly had a word with his team. And excellent pressure there from number 92, Phil Hall, to start this second half off.
Yeah, and for Carolina, perhaps going to take a turnover of their own to get them back into this contest. Let's see if they can dial up something here on this drive. On that previous play, they committed a lot of guys close to the line of scrimmage. Let's see what they do.
Single bunch set for the Legion. That's a 5-step drop, a deep drop from Christian Brown. That's a nice throwing catch into the middle of the field, and Vancouver will pick up that first down. And as we said earlier, Eddie, it was a reply from Vancouver. Every weapon and attempts that Carolina put to try and stifle this Vancouver offense.
Oh, yeah, and that was actually a great play design. They sent the BK down, straight down the field in a 9 route. They had another receiver running deep, which left the middle of the field wide open for that completion. I've tried that play in my sims, and Ashley Jackson does not like it.
Talk about efficient there, 152 QBR, but that is going down right there because that is a pick by the Carolina Skyhawks. The number 59, Clint Hendershot, was hovering. That was statisticians' curse rather than commentators' curse because I was just putting what they gave me into the minds of our viewers, I'm afraid, Christian, as that is a pick for Clint Hendershot, a long-term veteran of this league, Eddie.
Yes, he has. This is his 12th season in the league and only his 9th career interception. But he can thank his defensive line because they put pressure on Christian Brown on the edges, and he made a mistake. Let's see if Carolina can capitalize on this short field. And
the seed planted in Andy Hamilton's mind. Oh, no, I've seen this story before. As it is a run up the middle and a lot of space there opening up for the back there. That was Hattori Hanzo that time. So Hattori Hanzo has got a lot of carries here today, Eddie.
Yeah, and we talked about it pregame. I mean, coming into this game, he had 1 more carry on the season than his tailback, Sudo Nakai. So very unusual to see a fullback get so much activity.
7 attempts on the day, which is a lot for a fullback. 29 yards, but those have been really efficient yards. And that is not going to be a yard gained for number 44, Sudo Nakai. The Carolina Skyhawks mixing up their handoffs here today. And they're going to come out probably to pass it here as they come out with the tight end of 3 wide receivers.
Big third down for both these teams.
5-step drop. Throw.
Oh,
that's a catch.
Goodness.
That is a lot of yards right into Vancouver's red zone up to the Vancouver 7-yard line. And Harish Prasad, 64 yards on 6 receptions on the day. And Matt South has thrown some slingshots here today, Eddie.
He has, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. Harish Prasad back in the day used to be one of the better route runners, if not the best in the entire SFL. He has since then taken a pay cut, but he can still get the job done.
Watch the out route here. as Carolina, well, watch the slant, because that is an excellent reception and a touchdown for the Carolina Skyhawks. And just like that, it's a single possession game.
Single possession game, and Vancouver was playing the flats there, trying to prevent the out routes. Meanwhile, Carolina was looking straight up the field, easy pitch and catch for his quarterback there.
Tony Zoma, a nice 7-season veteran for this Carolina Skyhawks team that during the offseason transitioned from a long-time beloved owner, James Klein, to the Broussard brothers. And I got a chance to catch up with Harish and Shravan at convention, as you did, Eddie. And great guys, great ownership group in Carolina, going to try and push them on to bigger and better things. And I'll tell you what, if they can get a win here against a incredibly tough Vancouver team, they will be chuffed, Eddie.
It would be a statement win indeed. And you're right, I met both those guys at the convention, and I tell you what, when they aren't on the field playing, they drink heavily. I just leave it at that.
Yeah, I'll make no comment about that, Eddie, because I think I may be held to account on that. The return is going to go up to the 25-yard line. They're going to call it, they're going to call it 25, 26. And visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for info about the league and its 28 teams. All the places you can watch live games, plus links to apparel from Sector 6 and SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. See all the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings of the next class of SFL talent, and so much more. Simulationfl.net, your home for everything SFL. Split back set here for the Vancouver Legion. And Christian Brown is out once again. And that's another dangerous throw. Defenders for the Carolina Skyhawks getting in all the right places at the moment, Eddie.
Yeah, and wow, I know Brett Killian is one of his favorite receivers, but that was a tough throw as the defense was all over that one. He had his other receiver, I think it was Chris Kurz on the other side, who was wide open.
SFL action on YouTube between the Sioux Falls Sparrows and the Canton Classics, and that is a surprise scoreline there. 7-0 to the Classics so far against the incredibly tough Sioux Falls team that ran London close last week, and Carolina unable to stop Vancouver, making it up to the 36 and a 1st and 10 there, Eddie.
Yes, and Vancouver, like you talked about earlier, maybe on the minds right now, those upsetting comeback losses that they've experienced the past couple of weeks. They want to put together a scoring drive on this play, on this series.
And that is a lot of space there for Robert Redford, and that is a 1st down again. And correct me if I'm wrong there, Eddie, but looked like Carolina may have been playing a bit of 4-4.
You know, I didn't get a look at the play because I was too busy looking up stats, but talk about parting the Red Sea. I mean, he made one juke move and he was out of there. I mean, it's difficult to stutter step and then get back up to full speed, and Robert Redford made it look easy.
And we'll have a look at. So they come out in the 4-3 here, but almost certainly looked like they had someone sort of creeping in. Well, maybe one of the cornerbacks, but Carolina are going to get to Redford here, and they're going to stop him for just the 5-yard gain here. But Vancouver back into Carolina Skyhawks territory. And Christian Brown, after that interception, is hoping to at least get the field goal on this drive to put Vancouver back to a full touchdown lead. Coming out in weak eye here. Carolina throwing the kitchen sink at Christian Brown there, but not able to stop him. They are at least able to stop Robert Redford from pulling off another vintage play there. But Eddie, the Carolina Skyhawks defense certainly have stiffened up since the half.
Oh, they have, and just 3 plays in a row, they got a bit more aggressive in the secondary, getting closer and closer to the line of scrimmage. This time they back off on 3rd down.
Near sat here for the Vancouver Legion. They're going to hand it off right up the middle, and that is an excellent tackle to prevent the 1st down. Number 59 for the Carolina Skyhawks, Clint Hendershot, with a big impact play again there, Eddie.
You know, oftentimes I get both Clint Hendershot and Buddy Blaze and company confused because they all play the same. They're very aggressive, hard-hitting attackers, and they are very effective with their run defense.
So Vancouver, something we haven't seen them
Great
do
punt.
today, I don't believe. Excellent punt, though, and that is just bobbling in. That was nearly held up right on the goal line, but Carolina and Matt South are going to get a bit of extra breathing room here, and they will get the ball back at their own 20. Sioux Falls tie it up there at the Canton Classics in the second quarter on YouTube, but don't go anywhere with this game because this is getting hot. And the Carolina Skyhawks are flying as they come out in an I formation. 4-3 set for the Vancouver Legion, shifting around their linebackers. And that is a medium 5-step drop there. And that is going to be a nice throw to number 86. It's that man again, Vince DeSantis, the tight end, getting a lot of action today, Eddie.
Yes, he is. Heavily involved in his offense so far. Harish Prasad, that time he played quarters coverage again. Kind of don't blame him when you got Harish Prasad running past defenders on their previous possession.
7 targets, 7 receptions, and 59 yards. Somewhat nice, I would say, for Vince DeSantis. And that is thrown to number 44 that time, Pseudo Nakai on the screen. And the one thing that Carolina, and I've seen it from a few teams, Eddie, with their offense, when they have those heavy sets, don't be too conservative. Don't go into it all the time, because when you get late in the day against a team like Vancouver or Baltimore or whoever, it can get quite dangerous to be so conservative late in the game. Let's see what they come out with here. This is somewhat conservative, but they have got the one wide receiver. 5-step drop, and they will throw it to the halfback again. And number 44, Pseudo Nakai, just plastered there by number 55, Marquise Reed. And he is doing a job all over the field here, Marquise Reed.
And Cam is alerting us that Jukin Rukin Jr. just got a pick 6 for Sioux Falls. And he made sure to mention that there's another guy who got a pick 6 before Eddie Gage. Thanks, Cam.
And the Carolina Skyhawks are going to throw it, and they're not going to make the first down. I'm trying to change the subject for you, Eddie, because I know it's a soft spot. I never bring it up. It's always someone in the booth who's mentioning it, Eddie. I've got too much respect for you. So,
Mike Daggs and rest in peace to Matt Wilson, but they make it a point to bring it up every week, it seems. The Carolina Skyhawks are hoping that they won't get a pick 6 on them again today, but they've got the one, and that was a big hit, and that was a very nice punt as well. Been a few nice punts so far in this quarter, and not necessarily the thing that you call out. But Carolina, of course, rookie punter in Malone Brown, just 5'10". He's not a big man for a punter. He's not a thumping kick, I suppose, but that certainly was impressive yardage. And Vancouver right back to the 23-yard line here. 3 wide receivers set out wide. Christian Brown's going to go for the 5-step drop. That's a throw, and that's a catch. That's a lot of yardage, and they made up all that yardage from the pump right back, and they're on a Carolina 49-yard line. Far flip spread, and coming into this, I was talking to head coach Harish Prasad. He said he wanted to get a bit more aggressive on defense this week because in his mind, he feels they were too passive last week versus DC. I'm not sure if Vancouver is a team you want to get aggressive with on defense, as both corners squatted and allowed the receivers to run right past them.
Well, it's one of the things as Vancouver throwing it's the out route here. They're going to go out of bounds. It's one of the things, Eddie, coaches have their own sort of specialities. And I know that both yourself and Andy are well known as huge defensive specialists, but Andy has really come into his own with offensive play calling. I know that you've been making strides in Arizona as well to really improve that side of the game for your team too. And Vancouver, I think, you just can't press up on them. Carolina doing that here, and they will have to do it with Robert Redford running out of the backfield. But just talk to me about what some of the things that you noticed out of this Vancouver Legion offense here, because they have taken some shots downfield. They're not afraid to with Christian Brown.
They have, But one thing I have noticed as this game has progressed, I talked about it pregame about how Robert Redford is a bit more involved this season. So Andy Hamilton is doing a great job this season being more balanced on offense, in my opinion.
Indeed, it has been very balanced today, it seems like, as that is another pass to the out route, and that is a nice pickup of the Skyhawks, giving a little extra room to number 84, Chris Curtis, and he has had a good game today. That big touchdown reception earlier, and they just gave him too much respect there, Eddie.
Chris Curtis, coming over from Queen City a couple seasons ago, in my opinion, was one of the better free agent pickups in the league that season. No one saw that coming, at least I did not. And to pick up a guy of his stature and his tenure in the SFL for Vancouver was a solid get.
3 rookies in this game today. Skippy Curtis for the Carolina Skyhawks. Haven't called much of her name today, the rookie out of Lincoln. But Vancouver's rookies, Hector Huxley and Will Stern, have been somewhat invisible as well. But these are depth players. They're coming out and they're doing a job on special teams. They're doing it in special situations and stuff for both of these sides. So both teams are making use of their rookies effectively in some way or another. And that was a really effective play there by Monte Wyatt, the 4-season veteran for the Carolina Skyhawks. Just excellently, that was run reading right there, Eddie.
It was, and it was actually a great job as he made Hattori Hanzo miss. He tried to block him, but his foot speed was just a little bit too much for Hattori to handle.
Split back set here for the Vancouver Legion on 3rd and 5. Well within field goal range. 3-step drop. There was a lot of pressure coming there, and that was a drop. Yeah. Number 12 on the drop, Brett Killian, one of Christian Brown's favorite receivers, but a lot of pressure up front there for the Carolina Skyhawks.
Yeah, he got pressure in his face, and that ball was actually thrown behind BK12 on that play. He had to turn around to get it and was unable to focus and bring that ball in.
And chance to win. Well, he doesn't have a chance to win here, but he does have a chance to put Vancouver in a much better position to win if he puts this field goal through. Going to call it probably around 42. Spot's good. That is up, and that is 41, they will say, but I'll be generous and give him the 42. But that was an excellent kick there from chance to win, and the Vancouver Legion are back by a full touchdown ahead here in the 3rd quarter.
Chance to win came into this game ranked 1st in both field attempts attempted and made with 15. Tack another one to his belt right there.
Next weekend on Next Level Sports, 4 teams who have appeared in recent championships fight to get back to dominance. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time Saturday, Florida tries to shake off Saturday's ugly loss on the road at East Division rival Atlanta. 8:45 Eastern Sunday, Denver tries to take their home cookie on the road against Lone Star. Live look-ins will include Motor City, Indianapolis, and Fort Worth, Las Vegas. For a channel guide and more about NXT, visit NLSE.com. And the Vancouver Legion with a good lead here against the Carolina Skyhawks, but they won't be counting anything before it is hatched, so to speak, as the Carolina Skyhawks are hoping that some of their hatchlings will be able to pick up some points here. Trying to think of a name for their players, and that is a terrible one, but you never know. Maybe it will catch on. Split back set here for the Carolina Skyhawks. And that is up to 3rd and 1, Carolina's 30-yard line. Now, I almost know, Eddie, that someone is going to come out and say, well, Skyhawks are actually jet planes. They're not like normal birds. So yeah, I'm well aware. I just, I come out with some of this nonsense sometimes, guys. So 3rd quarter is over, and it is a Vancouver Legion lead so far. Late in the 3rd, entering the 4th, it is 24-17 to the Vancouver Legion over the Carolina Skyhawks.
Put the 12s up.
And APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. And Carolina not finding the beat on that drive as they are forced to punt.
Liam, I don't know about you, but Sudo Nakai is listed at 5'7", 195. Did you get a close-up of him just then? That man is more than 195. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's a big boy. But, he's one of the slight... he makes up for it for being wider rather than taller, I suspect, Eddie, in terms of his finesse ability. I think we may have to check the records there and make sure that the league has got that properly checked out. But Carolina are in a bit of trouble. Long way to go left in this ball game. 10 minutes and 21 seconds left on the clock. Vancouver, as we said, having trouble holding on to leads so far this season, but they're probably one of the most dominant teams of last season. And let's see what Carolina can do. They almost come away with a pick there. Excellent deflection from number 47, Lincoln Kingseed. And right out of the gates here in this fourth quarter, Carolina nearly making an impact play.
Big 7-step drop. He's looking downfield. Nothing is open. Tries to hit a receiver on the deep out cut. And great deflection there by the Carolina defense.
And Carolina, if they can get a turnover here, well, that really would be something. As 2nd and 10 for the Vancouver Legion, Christian Brown, one of the most efficient performances of his season to date until Clint Hendershot made the turnover. Let's see what Carolina can do here. That's going to be 3rd and 6 there. Again, I think R62 is going to have to go and get his glasses checked out, Eddie, because some of the spots here today have been a bit... I'm not in agreement with them.
I agree with you. I thought that was a gain of at least 5, if not 6, but hey, here we are. 3rd and 6.
Vancouver, they're going to call for the metric system or something at this rate, because they're going to have to deal with a long first down, and they do. That is a nice pickup. And number 43 with the tackle there, Cain Vasquez. But it is not enough to dislodge that ball, and that is a first down. Nice pickup from Brett Killian, I believe, was the reception there.
The 10-season veteran Cain Vasquez just baptized that receiver.
3-3 for the Carolina Skyhawks here, and they're playing well off here. But they got a lot of pressure, and they do get the tackle for loss. Excellent play there. Eddie, you're the defensive guy. I could have sworn that was going to be glory for the out route receivers, but in the end, just nothing doing.
Oh no, they took that all the way. They anticipated, deep routes as they had anyone sagging. Looked like a 3-3 cover 12 look.
Hand off to Robert Redford, and that is going to be stopped at the line. So another 3rd down here for the Vancouver Legion from this time they're going to have to make it from 12 yards.
Yeah, both defenses in the second half have clambered down here and established themselves here in the second half.
This has been brought up elsewhere. We'll go through this play here. Empty set here for the Vancouver Legion. Single tight end and 4 wide receivers. 3-step drop. Pass, and that is going to be stopped before the first down, and that is not in field goal range. Maybe Vancouver try and bring the offense out here, but one of the things that I think has been sort of discussed around the league, Eddie, is that the defensive play has improved a lot as the season has gone on. This week, one big game for Mexico City against Florida, but for the most part, it has been very close over the past few weeks.
Agree with you. With the expansion of team rosters, it's allowing teams to have 4 corners, 3 linebackers, things of that nature, and it just makes it a little bit. It allows defensive coordinators to be more aggressive in their play calling.
And it will need to be an aggressive play call here on this offensive drive for the Carolina Skyhawks. 8 minutes left on the clock. Vancouver did a bit of a job in ticking down the clock there. But let's see what Matt South can do. He's going to throw it out the shotgun here. He throws it to his back, and that's bobbled about, and that's picked up. No, it's not. It drops to the floor. Eddie, I thought for all of the world there that the Vancouver Legion had rushed to that and picked off that ball.
Yeah, he tried, but the ball he had in his hands and it slipped right out of it. Had he come up with that interception, wow, oh my goodness.
Pseudo Nakai may have saved his own bacon there because it looked like he actually clouted that ball out of the defender's hands. Gun straight now for Matt South. At the very least, it stops the clock. They'll throw it and they'll catch it. And that is a first down on 90 slants, one of the favoured plays out of gun straight. But Carolina with a escape there as the clock ticks down towards the 7-minute mark.
I think Harish Prasad's heart is still, it might have came out of his chest on that last play. The ball couldn't hit the ground fast enough.
My heart nearly came out of my chest looking at that defender trying to make the play there. Quad set here with single back set out to the right, and that's another throw and a catch and a nice pickup of a first down. And Carolina are rolling now, Eddie.
Yes, they are, as Vancouver continues to bail up out of there, giving them everything up underneath that they want, trying to prevent the deep pass. And I don't blame them, as Harish Prasad has burned them deep a couple of times now. Perhaps that's on their mind, but if they want to keep Carolina off the scoreboard here, they're going to be a bit more aggressive.
They're going to go to the screen here, and after Pseudo Nakai's near miss, he will pick up 5 yards. And that's a screenplay where you're calling it, where you're like, okay, let's just cool down. We don't want to force it. We don't want to get too predictable on these slants from the multiple wide receivers. But Vancouver gives them a little bit of a respite at least.
It also puts some confidence back into Sudakai's.
Oh, and he's showed his confidence there as he does pick up the first down. No problem with the spot there from R62 and the crew. But the Carolina Skyhawks once again in Vancouver territory, and they will be hoping to tie this game up. Vancouver, they will be cursing some of their missed opportunities so far in this game. That's another nice pickup from the Carolina back. Slow to get up is Hattori Hanzo.
Yeah.
Another nice, some extremely efficient yardage from the fullback here, Eddie.
I don't think I've seen a team be more productive than Baltimore with that, fullback dive out of that set, but Carolina has proven me wrong.
Had a bit of trouble out of this formation here, though, Carolina. So let's see what they can do. Maybe they'll go with the screen instead this time. No, they are going to run it, and that's great blocking. And Pseudo Nakai has got space, and he has got all the way to the first down. So Vancouver, they've had a lot of success with the extra leverage on that. That's a weak power eye, but it's flipped. And that time, the defense not able to make anything out of it. Excellent blocking again, though, by the offense.
And then Cardell and company doing a great job, whether it's up the middle with Hattori Hanzo or these stretch plays with Pseudo. But can they close the deal here late in the fourth?
Single tight end, 2 wide receivers and 2 backs in the backfield for Matt South. And Matt South's going to hand it off again. And, okay, you don't want to become too predictable. Hand it off to Hattori Hanzo and Pseudo Nakai, but we're down to 5 minutes now, and this has been a long drive for the Carolina Skyhawks. They cannot afford anything less than a touchdown here.
Yeah, Vancouver said enough is enough, and they put their middle linebacker right in the A-gap and forcing Carolina to beat them in a different way.
Single back set, 1 tight end and 3 wide receivers. Canton up to a 14-7 lead in that other game. Big throw and a big catch for the Carolina Skyhawks. Harish Prasad has been on it today. 7 catches, 88 yards. And, Eddie, Carolina are right back in this game as it stands.
Yeah, and wow, Matt South saw this coming as a safety came up in a 3-robber look, trying to take away those slants they were running earlier, and the ball went right over his head.
So it's not first and goal, 11 yards out. So they will get a first down if they get to the 1-yard line. And certainly this is a situation that's much more amenable to running it with Pseudo Nakai or Hattori Hanzo.
I mean, and they're doing a great job of taking time off this play clock too, so should they score. They're going to leave Vancouver with not much time to do something with it.
Split back set with 3 wide receivers. So no tight ends in the formation here. No big man to throw it to try and get into the end zone. Let's see what they can do. They're going to hand it off. And there was a space developing, but the defender just stood up. And now he's going to force a 3rd down.
I mean, great job. Jerry DeCessi, he didn't make the tackle, but he made the play as he commanded a double team, which allowed his linebackers to come in, fill the hole, and make that tackle.
Yeah, Giudice just, he was just, if this is handed off, I'm just going to make sure I'm a brick wall against that halfback. Oh, dangerous throw there from Matt South, and that nearly jeopardized that entire drive for the Carolina Skyhawks. But as it stands, they will at least get the chance to tack 3 on the board.
Dean Maddox, it was 90-yard slants again. Nothing was open. Forced Matt South to hold it. And just when there was a slither of room, Dean Maddox closed it and said, not today. Not on my watch.
So Carolina going to bring out Whistle Jones. 6 seasons in the SFL. 5 of them with Carolina. And
this is only his 3rd field goal attempt of the season thus far. Second in the league.
And he's going to put it up and through, so certainly doesn't have trouble making them, even if his skills have not been called upon much this season. But Carolina right back into it, and they're going to go for the onside kick, Eddie.
And I'm not sure if I agree with this, as your defense has played pretty well in the second half. And you got all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, they're going to have to call upon the defense to make a big play regardless. And that was nearly a bit of space there for the Vancouver Legion to get upfield. But as it stands, on the 43-yard line of Carolina, Next Level Sports coverage of the SFL continues tonight with a pair of Pacific rivals attempting to get out the division cellar when Seattle hosts Portland. Kickoff at 8:45 Eastern Time with live look-ins on a pair of 2-2 teams, Queen City and Tulsa. For a channel guide and more info about NXT, visit NLSC.com. And they're going to hand it off to Robert Redford here, the Vancouver Legion, and that's precisely what you want if you're Carolina. Just don't let them get that 1st down.
It is imperative that Carolina's defense gets them off the field. They did a great job in this second half of doing so. They need to stop.
Carolina 20, Vancouver 24. And a huge drive here.
Watch for a stretch play.
Vancouver taking every second off the clock. And the defenders nearly had it, but they don't have him. And Robert Redford, that was so close, Eddie. Defender rushing into the backfield nearly breaks up that play before it starts. But Robert Redford at least manages to pick up some more yardage.
He did. And I tell you what, I got to give a shout out to number 92, defensive tackle Phil Hall. He might have saved a touchdown because he kept and forced Robert Redford back inside where his help was. Great play.
Got to expect this is going to go down to 2-minute warning, and they will. And they're not going to run another play. It is coming down to the wire here in Vancouver. Another game for the Legion that is not done yet. 20 Carolina, 24 to the Vancouver Legion.
Christian Brown is on the sidelines talking to his coach, begging for a pass play here.
Indeed. It looks like they're set up to hand it off, though. Maybe going to go for the screen. And the defenders are all over it, and they're going to get the ball back. Carolina have got a chance to win this game. And they will call the timeout. You know, I'm not sure about that, Eddie. I'm not sure I would have called the timeout there. I know you're saving time off the clock, but this is also trying to not give Vancouver the ball back with too much time.
That's tough. So, first of all, Carolina called the timeout. But I agree with that timeout, actually. I mean, otherwise, it's going to milk almost 40 seconds off that play clock. I like the timeout, actually. Look out.
Oh, that was dangerous, and that was nearly blocked, but it will actually go right into the end zone. Did not take the favourable bounce for Vancouver there. We are on an exciting one here on Rare Drop Sports. I am Liam Krauser, joined by Eddie Gage, and we are looking at what could be the winning drive here. Another comeback defeat for the Vancouver Legion if Matt South can drive the Carolina Skyhawks upfield, and they're going to come out in bunch set to try and make this happen. Shotgun set for Matt South. He's going to take a drop back. He's going to throw it to the back, and that's a check down. That's not what you want to see out of the first play of this drive, but they've got a lot of time on the clock. 1:41. A lot of time relative, but they need to throw it downfield. They're going to throw it to the back again, and that is not what they want to do, and they're going to take the time out. Eddie, it's just not... You got 2 plays here, and you've got to be throwing it downfield. We've seen them do it today. Yeah,
we've seen them do it. We've seen them hit Harish Prasad, but unfortunately, they just got caught in a bad play set there, not attacking the defense vertically.
And the Vancouver Legion fans trying to get behind their team, trying to avoid another huge defeat here. Ooh. But they're not going to stop that. No, they are. They're going to get the ball right out of the hands of number 89, Harish Prasad, and he has been money all day, but not that time.
He's been money all day indeed, but he was unable to bring that ball in as he got hip checked. The moment the ball hit him, he was unable to bring it in. Great defense by Vancouver.
Well, Dean Maddox may have won the game there for Vancouver if Carolina can't convert here, because it would essentially give Vancouver... Well, they could just kneel it out at this point. Carolina have got to go for it, and they will. They're back out in gun straight. Same play as last time. Let's see if Vancouver can hold up again. It's a throw, and it's a catch, and Vancouver have not stopped the Carolina Skyhawks. Carolina are still on the roll, but they only have the single timeout, and Matt South's got to keep going. Another throw and another catch, and the Carolina Skyhawks are all the way up to their 46-yard line.
Attacking the heart of this defense, they continue to build up out of there.
The single tight end there, getting back into position. Matt South throws again. It's bobbled up, but it is down. That was probably the best thing you could hope for there if you were the Vancouver Legion, Eddie. Try and give yourself a bit of time to recuperate.
Yeah, and that time, Vancouver brought the blitz from one of the cornerbacks on that play, trying to force the ball out of Matt South's hands before he's ready to deliver it.
So it's not over yet. Carolina are still driving. 2nd and 10 here now for Matt South and his team. 3 wide receivers. Going to throw it to the back again, but Sudo Nakai is going to make a little bit of space, and that will take us to 0 timeouts left for Carolina. So 2 plays and that's it if you're Vancouver, and the Carolina Skyhawks will be done for. But it's easier said than done, Eddie.
Easier said than done, especially when you got a guy like Harish Prasad out there waiting to make an impact.
Gun straight again. Vancouver have had mixed success on this drive against the all slants.
The safety is way back, the strong safety. Can't even
Indeed
see on the
he
screen.
is. That's a throw and a catch again. I could see that catch coming from a mile off. He was completely clear. And now Carolina, they've got no timeouts. They've just got to keep going. They're going to spike the clock.
Where's the quarterback at? Get up there, young man.
And Matt South gets to it eventually. Giddied up by Eddie Gage a bit there. Yeah, you know, it's all or nothing now for Carolina. They've got to roll a hard 6, as they say, and try and get into the end zone. 41 seconds left on the clock. You know, if Vancouver gets the ball back at this stage, given that Carolina have no timeouts, they may not even have enough time to get back upfield if you're the Legion. 3 wide receivers, single back, single tight end. Matt South's taking a 5-step drop. He's looking. He's going to throw. He's going to throw it to the out route, and he's going to be out of bounds. And 3rd and 3. Carolina will take that because it gives them a chance to open up their playbook again. Maybe go back to gun straight.
I couldn't tell if there was 3-dog T that Vancouver was in because they actually had the slot corner lined up over the tight end.
Vancouver fans once again trying to
wheel this team
push their team to victory. This is going to be audible. There could be an out route here, Eddie.
Yep, there it is.
Indeed, there is, and there it is, and it is caught, and it is going to be out of bounds, and it is up to the Vancouver 30-yard line, and the Carolina Skyhawks, they are saying no to death right now, not today. They want to win this game. A big win for them away from home against the Vancouver Legion side that many consider to be one of the best in the SFL last season. And one of the
doing
best.
this with still have that timeout in their pockets as well.
I think they're done for with timeouts. I think that may be a.
Look
Matt
out.
South under a lot of pressure, and that is a sack.
Oh.
And they almost certainly are out of timeouts now because they would have called it there. So they're going to go back into gun straight, though. They're going to have to get a completion. They don't. This is... so they're going to have 2 plays.
Yeah.
But...
so they get tackled in bounds. They got to hurry up and spike the football. Both these head coaches right now on the edge of this, not their seats, but
Vancouver almost certainly not going to get the ball back now on offense. No. So it really all just comes down to this for the Carolina Skyhawks. They're going to come out in gun straight again. They're going to throw it down to those all slants, but they've got to get immediately up and spike the ball, no matter what. Or they've at least got to
look out.
Well, that could be the game there for the Vancouver Legion, because if they throw into that type of coverage again, the Carolina Skyhawks are going to have no chance of making a play. But it all comes down to this. 4th and 15. The Carolina Skyhawks with one last chance to make a play and to win this game. And they're going to go into the Hail Mary.
That's not good this close to the end zone.
Matt South with one last chance to try and win it. They're going to send the kitchen sink at it here, Vancouver. And so is Matt South. He throws it into the end zone.
Too far.
It is up, and it's too far. And Vancouver are going to win this game. It was a close one. Another single possession game for the Vancouver Legion, but this time they come out on top.
Vancouver came into this series winning all 4 of their previous matchups, but 3 of them were decided by 6 points or less. And sure enough, look at this final score. 24-20 is going to be after this kneel down. Vancouver with that yet another single score win, but they don't care how they get it. They just want it to get to this win and get out of that snot they were in these past few weeks.
And Christian Brown going to come out and take a knee, and it doesn't matter how you do it. If you play ugly and win, the dub's all that matters. And Christian Brown waving to the fans there, taking in the adulation as the Carolina Skyhawks fall flat on that final drive. Matt South just not able to make that winning play, and it will finish up 20-24 to the Vancouver Legion. And a very close-fought game, Eddie. It was balanced the whole way out, but just turnovers just did the Skyhawks this evening.
Those 2 early turnovers sealed the fate of the Carolina Skyhawks. Otherwise, they were flawless on offense all game long. They just could not close the deal after getting behind. But Vancouver, their offense won the game in the first half with a little bit of help from the defense with the turnovers, but their defense won the game for them in the second half. You're talking about Vancouver and head coach Andy Hamilton evolving defensively, and I have to agree with you as Vancouver are finding ways to win games with their defense this season, Liam.
That will take Vancouver to a couple of games ahead at the lead of the Pacific Division, but a huge win for Vancouver just in terms of the momentum and in terms of the morale after those heart-crushing defeats to Baltimore and DC. They're going to feel real good going into their bye week off a win, and they take on really tough opposition in London going into week 8. But for Carolina, they will feel pretty hard done by here. They've got a few things to iron out in terms of their offensive play, but they certainly pushed hard against this Vancouver Legion team. Eddie, your player of the game?
My player of the game, wow, it's tough. I mean, personally, I like to see it go towards the defense, but I got a funny feeling they're going to give it to the offense, and Robert Redford is your man. 24 attempts, 119 tough yards, 4 receiving yards, but yeah, he was the man. He kept the chains moving when they needed it most. Robert Redford is your today's player of the game.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us from Vancouver in Canada. I've been Liam Crowther, joined by Eddie Gage. You've been watching the SFL on Rare Drop Sports. Your final score, Carolina 20, Vancouver 24. It's been great having you all. See you soon.
Arizona, I love y'all. We out of here, y'all.